Hi, the banners for version 3.6 will be Evernight and Castorus in the first half, and DHPT and Alexa in the second half. A very unique patch as we are simply getting new forms of older units in both halves, which some may consider to be lazy, while others consider it to be cool. Regardless though, here's a quick video with a rundown on who you should pull for in this patch. Before we start, I'm giving away 2 supply passes / welcomes to my subscribers at 7k subs, so make sure to subscribe. Starting in the first phase, the brand new character will be Evernight. Evernight is an Ice Remembrance support / DPS that looks to dish out great damage while being a strong buffer for Memo Sprite based teams. She is a decently strong unit, especially for Castorus teams, where she has many synergies with them, such as HP manipulation that works alongside Castorus and Hyacinth, and crit damage increase for Memo Sprites, which Castorus, Hyacinth, and RMC can all use. All of that while also potentially being a great hyper carry if she is well invested into. But that is kind of the extent of her, as the Memo Sprite team archetype as a whole is still quite new, so Castorus and her teams is realistically the only team where Evernight can truly shine, so players that want an upgrade for their Castorus teams will enjoy Evernight a lot. However, if you're not too keen on improving your Castorus teams or don't have Castorus at all, Evernight may not be that great of an idea for you. Which, speaking of, next up for the rerun of the first phase, we have Castorus. Castorus is a Quantum Remembrance main DPS that uses HP manipulation to deal great amounts of damage in AoE together with a Dragon Memo Sprite. She is an absolutely insane DPS that is still only getting stronger as the patch progresses, and Evernight is a prime example of that. Her damage is one of the best in the game, alongside being very comfortable as she scales off HP, meaning more survivability, and while also being SP neutral in most cases. That alongside some decent self buffs and team buffs means that overall she is just a great DPS to invest your time and effort into. But to get everything out of her, her signature is quite important as free to play options are not so great, and you need quite a lot of time to get the perfect stats for her and her teammates. So players that want a very strong DPS that is perfectly in the middle of getting stronger while already having great teammates should consider Castorus. But speaking more specifically though, if you have Tribi, Hyacinth, Locha, or the new unit Evernight, Castorus will be an exceptionally great addition to your account. However, those that don't have HP scalers / buffers and are not willing to spend on her Litecoin can consider skipping her. Now for the second phase, beginning with the new unit Dan Heng Phase. DHPT is a physical preservation unit that provides a very comfortable shield while also providing many offensive buffs, such as granting a summon alongside some stat buffs. He is a very strong shielder that can be fully SP positive while providing a very unique mechanic where a selected unit can gain a summon, creating some unique interactions like Sunday now having a summon to pull forward in addition to a teammate who once did not have a summon. And if the leaks are true that we are getting DHPT for free, E1 or S1 are both really quite nice as they provide even more buffs to his teammates. But realistically, that is all that DHPT is. After the removal of a lot of very cool interactions with the extra summon, he is just now an attacking scaling adventuring, which isn't necessarily a bad thing if you need a sustain, so if he is not free, those that need a strong sustain and have Sunday's teams should look to pull for DHPT. However, if he is free, S1 is a very strong Litecoin as not only does it provide attack, which no other preservation Litecoins provide, but also a strong damage percentage buff with a further increase if they have a summon, so basically guaranteed with his kit alone. With that said though, if you already have strong sustains, especially adventuring, DHPT is not that important. And at E0S0, if he is free, he is really plenty good as a sustain. And last but not least, Alexa is a rerun for the second half. Alexa is a Wind Erudition unit that flexes both in being the best Erudition teammate for the Herta, while being one of the best main DPSs due to interact buffs throughout the patches. He is able to be played skill point positive without losing too much damage, making him a great sub DPS for the Herta teams. But when you do use resources on him, Alexa is a great main DPS as well as he does great damage while having great flexibility. As he implants weaknesses while having a skill that does good damage in all amounts of targets. However, the Herta already has great teammates options like Jade, so Anaxa is not really a must pull for her, and as a hyper carry, unless you have his absolute best support, his damage may not be that good in some cases. So players that want to upgrade for the Herta's erudition teammates, Anaxa is a great option. And if you have units like Sunday, Robin, Sarija available in your account, Anaxa can be a great DPS option. However, if you already have a good teammate for the Herta, and if you don't really need a main DPS right now, especially if you don't own his best teammates or don't have them free, Anaxa can be skipped if you wish to. So yeah, there's a quick rundown on who are coming in version 3.6 and who should pull for who. But as always, make sure to pull for your waifus and hospitals over meta, and to be completely honest, Evanite and DHPT's kit do leave a bit to be desired, but they are still very cool units in my opinion, so there's absolutely no shame in getting them.